Hello, welcome to a Curve tutorial video. We're going to cover basic bucketing in this video, and that means bucketing with static values, values that don't change. If you're looking for bucketing with dynamic values or values that come from other dataset columns, check out the bucketing with formulas tutorial video. So let's get started. If you're not familiar with what bucketing is, it's a great feature that lets your end users create new columns of data where values are grouped into meaningful categories that your end users choose. So that means that they don't have to bother your application developers, your database architects. They can go ahead and create these new groupings of data on their own. Now, just like charts belong to single data sets, so too are buckets. So I'm going to start with a data set, and I'm going to go to the Analyze tab, and I'm going to start on the tabular view so you can see the data. This is product inventory data from the AdventureWorks database, and I'm going to be creating buckets off the quantity column. So this is just product inventory. I'm going to start by clicking the bucket icon. I'm going to add a new bucketed column, and the first thing I need to do is choose a source. So I'm going to choose quantity, and then based on the data type, that will determine what the UI looks like. So for numeric buckets, what it does is it generates, an automatic number of buckets, and then it creates equal value ranges for that number of buckets. So I have 10 buckets here. I don't really want 10 buckets, I want 3. So I'm going to change the value type from dynamic to fixed. I'm going to choose 3 buckets instead of 10. And that's just going to divide up the min and the max value range into 3 buckets that are all equal. So I have the number of buckets that I want. I don't have exactly the value ranges that I'm looking for. So now I'm going to transition from basic over to custom. And I'm going to start labeling my custom bucket values. So we'll call this, sufficient stock level. And this will be, anything greater than, for example, 250. And we'll say, adequate stock level is anything between, say, 100 and 250. And then we'll say low stock level is anything less than 100. Okay. Now I have the number of buckets I want. I have the value ranges and the custom labels that I want. Now I have to give this bucket a label because, as you're about to see, it's going to be a column that I can add in any chart, just like any other column in the data set. So we'll call this quantity stock level. I'll go ahead and create that. Okay, now that I've created it, this is a bucket that can be used in any chart or any metric in the same data set. Okay, that's the rule. It has to be in the same data set. So if I go to custom view and I start creating a chart, I will see my bucket listed under categories. I will not see it under values unless the output of the bucket is numeric. Okay, most of the time bucket values are text, and for that reason you'll see it listed under category. Now to make this an interesting chart, I'll make it a multi-series bar chart, and I can slice and dice this bucket by any other category and any other value if I want to. So maybe product line could be my category and the stock level could be my series. Right now I see that I have 4 product lines, and product line M has the most quantity in stock, but it looks like I have a low stock level that's pretty significant, right? Looks like most of my stock is adequate, right? And then I can just go ahead and give this chart a title, stock levels by product line. Okay, and now this chart is using the bucket that I created, right? And I can use this bucket in any other chart. One thing to keep in mind is that if I change the bucket values, then any chart or metric that references the bucket will also change, so keep that in mind. So if you're looking for dynamic bucket values, check out the bucketing using formulas tutorial video. Thanks for watching.